Off and switching over to Proto Magical Girl, your next host.
Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. I'll be your host for these next two runs, Proto Magical Girl. Up next, we have Kirby Superstar Race 100% with Countdown 42 Used Pizza, Zonky, and Suzuri Bako after an interview with our Ratchet and Clank runners. We have a $25 donation from Slisk. Always great to watch Ratchet and Clank games run. It was thanks to watching Zem that I got an interest in speedrunning myself and made me try my hand at Up Your Arsenal. And some sacrifices are necessary for the greater good, so kill the Protopets and its friends, the animals, for the glory of the frames. We have an anonymous $100 donation that says, Ratchet and Clank bring back some good memories. Put 50 for Winner's Choice and 50 to Dark Souls 3 Prince's Glitch. We have a $100 donation from Metal Storm. I love to see my favorite childhood game series on AGDQ. Thanks to all the runners, the people behind the scenes, and of course, all the awesome guys that donated. Good luck, guys, and greetings from Austria. We have a $35 donation from David224. I look forward to the GDQ marathons all year long. They've gotten me through some tough times. Thank you to all the runners and everyone involved in these wonderful events. Save the animals. All right, now we are going to throw over to an interview with the runners of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AGDQ 2017. I am Spike Vegeta, and I am joined by the two last runners you guys just saw, Zem and Skits. Boys, I'm going to kick it right off with a Twitter question right here from Maxie. Why are you both so awesome?
Well, in my case, when I was born, my mommy dipped me in sugar, so
Oh,
that's really the long and the short.
I'm glad she loves you. Hey.
Well, mine dropped me, so I don't. A little different, but hey, we both turned out awesome.
It's amazing how you can both get to the
we
same
both turned
thing.
out awesome, so.
All right, that's the end of AGDQ 2017. All right, sorry to mothers out there everywhere. Okay. On a serious note, I do want to ask you guys, obviously there's a certain amount of, I guess I can just call it production value for you guys when you do your marathon runs. Obviously, everybody's rocking the different shirts. Yeah, J-Hop's over there in the referee outfit. No, is that, when you guys come into your marathon runs, do you guys have, what are your goals, I guess, when you're starting it out?
Do you want to take this one?
Sure. I guess, going into this marathon, I just wanted to be entertaining. I don't want people to know that I'm having fun with it.
Sure.
Yeah. This is something that a lot of people just prepare for and they work hard at. They put so many hours into this. So I want people to know how much I want to just have fun out there. I don't
Right.
like it didn't really matter too much what time I got. Like obviously we both made mistakes here and there.
Sure.
But that's not the main concern to me. I just want to make sure that we have a good fun atmosphere. And
Right.
it was just high energy, and we always bring that as last year for Zem's run.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in my case, I mean, this being my second run, a lot of what was going on in my head was that I already had a run that was serious, and we gave really precise commentary. We tried our best to make people understand exactly what was going on. This time around, we've already done that.
Yeah.
This is more of our victory lap sort of thing.
Which is funny because a lot of times I see runners kind of have the opposite feel, that the first time, it's a solo run, I'm just kind of having fun. If it's a race, it is serious time. Like, I want to make sure I beat the other guy. I mean,
Right.
do you guys race these games all the time?
No.
If we do,
Dry run, dude.
it's Reset City.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's actually like one of the big memes is like it's only a race once both people get past a certain planet. Because
Sure.
if people have garbage times in the beginning, they're just like, all right, just throw it away.
All right,
we'll
we're
start
good.
over.
Zem, talking to you particular, you did most of the commentary for this, which is generally not the structure of a lot of races. Do you personally feel just more comfortable talking while you're running?
Yeah. So in my case, I mean, I know this has been the same for you, but
Sure.
we're both stage performers. For those of you who don't know, Spike did a lot of theater.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And,
He did opera. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do opera. So it's like this is kind of like my natural environment, and I play best when I'm not thinking.
Sure.
And so a lot of me
Kind of
thinking
let the muscle memory take over.
exactly. Yeah. It's just because there's two ways to approach it. You can either focus on everything, or you can just focus on nothing and let your body do the rest.
Absolutely.
And so for me, it's like I'm just trying to get my mind off of the game itself. I already know what I'm doing. Like I don't need to focus on what it is I have to do. Like, oh my God, this and then this.
Sure.
Until like the very end, where it was just like a hard plan. And I'm like, okay, let me break this down step by step.
Right. I want to kick this over to both of you guys. Skits, we'll talk with you.
Sure.
Why Ratchet and Clank series for speedrunning? What drew you to this?
I got to be honest. In August, I was like lost because I just started playing Paper Mario, and I thought that was going to be the game. But like when I just was searching for something, I remembered in my past that Ratchet and Clank had this like nice platforming. Like I'm referring to the first one, but the original trilogy, I played all three of those games. And they all were very similar in that they had like really intense platforming, fast movement, and I didn't even know about the glitches. Like I had no idea. And then, but they all just work. So like, the more I investigated, the more I wanted to continue to learn and practice and play because it's just fun and it's fast and it's exciting.
Absolutely. For you, Zem?
Yeah. So I don't know. Speedrunning is one of those things that just kind of always made sense to me. I've always been the kind of kid who would be like, "Oh my God, guys, we have to go this way because it's like the most optimal." Like, I did the calculations, and so like that's kind of been my jam my whole life. And I think I started back in like 2008, 2009, just doing like Meat Boy ILs.
Oh, wow.
It was just like a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't even know that.
And Meatball.
Yeah.
I love learning people's random origins in speedrunning.
And so, I mean, at that point, I love being the best. As anybody who's in the community knows, like, I hate being anything less than first place. And so, when I first started out, I was like, all right, what game is a free world record?
I am sorry to ever
And
have
now
the
look-
world
and now
record
look.
before you.
And so I did a lot of research, and then I found like a run on Speed Demos Archive, and I was like, okay, this is really cool, but like I think I can do better. And so then you just start researching. This is back in like 2012 maybe.
Sure.
You start researching, start putting together runs. People start noticing, and then they also are like, oh, I found this, and that's how communities are formed.
Right.
So I mean, that's kind of
Sharing.
why it drew me to those games, because I also just loved them as a kid. They're just fun games.
Yeah, I've always had the opinion, because I'm sorry to both of you, I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game. I think just
Unforgivable.
one. I'm sorry. I need to play it
on.
at some point, somewhere Jay Hobbs is like rolling in his grave. He's dead. I don't know.
He's dead
But,
now.
He's already gone.
But I feel like it's one of just the most well-balanced game, both Rack 2, Ouya included, I'm sure other games as well, where it's got such a great balance of there are glitches, but like crazy movement tech all over the place, cool boss strategies. One of the most just well-balanced set of speed games out there. So if I'm wanting to get into speedrunning a Ratchet game, which game and category would you tell me to start with?
Zem's probably gonna disagree.
We'll have differing opinions.
Yeah,
Sure, and
Zem's
that's
gonna
great.
disagree.
Yeah.
I learned Rack 1 first, and it just, for me, it became like really fluid, and I just, like, it's a really good structured game for like getting used to the neutrals, getting used to how to chain like lag jumps together, like that kind of movement technique. I think Rack 1 is really good for that because you can't really, like depend on the charge boots. Once you get the charge boots, you already know how neutrals work. Like so, it's just a matter of holding L1 at that point, and you know what you can do out of them because you're used to stringing those types of movements together.
Sure.
So it's like a lot of it depends on your own ability. You can't just like, oh, I lost my momentum, charge again. Like you're so used to having to reserve your momentum and maintain it.
Right.
Yeah. For me, in my opinion, there's two kinds of ways you can approach this. If you want to learn a ratchet game that's beginner friendly, you can get your feet wet and then decide if you like it. I would say probably Rack 2 NG Plus
Okay.
with the IMG glitch because it's like a 10-minute category.
Sure.
And so, you can just crank out run after you learn all the tricks.
Kind of gives you a bite-sized version of
Exactly.
what you guys just showed off.
But the way that I did it, and this is the way that I recommend the tryhards do it, is that learn Ouya NG Plus first, because if you learn that category, you'll never have problems learning any category ever again. in the
To
Ratchet
clarify,
series.
when he says we're talking about Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know if I can say that here, but
It's-
Ratchet and Clank 3 New Game Plus.
Yeah,
which
'cause
is what you ran at AGDQ last year, correct?
Exactly a year ago. Yep.
Yep. And still hold record in?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
For the time being.
Yeah.
I want to kick it over for just a few more Twitter questions before we pimp out a few prizes coming up. Again, we are setting up for the 4-way Kirby Superstar race. We got 2 representatives from U.S., 2 from Japan. Going to be a super hype race.
That is
Go ahead and
pretty
get the next question up here. Show it off. From John Rettenmeyer. Will we see a run of the newest Ratchet and Clank at a GDQ? And let's kind of twist this. Obviously, you guys don't know.
Yeah.
But do you think it's got some merit to it to be shown off?
Yes. The issue right now is that the runners who are really, really, really good are either Japanese, Australian, or Finnish.
Oh,
and
wow.
and a lot of them are also pretty young.
Yeah. I was
So
gonna say.
the hardest part is going to be
Getting one over here.
somebody who can get here and then also keep up with all these Titanic runners. They're so good at Ratchet. Like
Sure.
it has a lot of really cool tech, and it's a pretty nice restyling of Ratchet 1, and it's different. It's
For
pretty
sure.
Different. What do you think?
I agree completely. Like the Future Series hasn't really seen any representation here, so whether it'll actually come to GDQ remains to be seen. But it definitely offers something completely different from the original trilogy. That's its own beast. That's why like those 3 games you got to see them at GDQ, so you understand more of what I'm talking about. But in the Future Series, there's just completely different tech in that game.
Sure.
Like for example, I think Tools of Destruction has that like electric whip cancel.
Yeah, it has like a really wacky way to just fly across the
Yeah.
map. It's-
Wow, okay.
There's
So
some cool
completely
stuff.
different. Yeah.
Sure. Just different, like you're saying. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys help out the games committee just a little bit. It'll be a light suggestion. What would be the next Ratchet and Clank category that you guys would like to see in the GDQ?
You want to go first?
I think we actually might agree on this one. I'm gonna say Ratchet and Clank 3 all titanium bolts. That would be my preferred category.
Is that like the 100% of
Because
swords?
It's more like the all worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It really is. It shows off just all the like ways of getting these bolts fast, and the movement is so intense and high paced, and
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
really exciting to watch.
I think, yeah, again, like I keep diverging, but I think there's 2 possible routes here. If you want to get a little bit more of a taste of what's already been seen, then the OG trilogy, all bolts, one of the special bolts categories, because there's so much crazy meaty stuff in there. Or if you want to go the other route, Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus New Game Plus, or Ratchet and Clank PS4 New Game Plus.
All right. Games committee, you heard them. All right, we got some suggestions for you. So, all right. Let's go ahead and get on to our next question right here. We have got, load up the next one. From Will Q, are there any games that you are interested in running that you don't run already?
Actually, for those who don't know, I took a semester in Japan, and while I was there, gobbling up all those games. I'm talking Link to
Sure.
the Past, Super Mario RPG.
All right.
So, I can't guarantee that I'm going to run those games, but of
Sure.
course, the interest is there.
No,
So,
absolutely.
you know,
Amazing speed games you got right
right,
there.
it's-
SNES has a lot of good stuff.
I highly recommend like people just go out and buy games that they think they might be interested in and just investigate, because
Right.
especially the older games tend to be cheaper.
Sure.
Because I'd spent like $30 on Link to the Past, Super Mario RPG, and a couple other Japanese games.
Yeah, if anyone ever tries to charge you more than like $10 for a Japanese cart of one of those games, like you're getting ripped off. Just
Yeah,
throwing that out there. There's a
definitely,
million of them.
definitely.
Yeah.
For you, Zem?
For me, I actually have a new goal for 2017. I made a really dumb bet with a couple different people for way more money than I should have put on it, that I would be a top 10 SMS any percent.
Yo, I love it, dude. You're bringing it back.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
afraid you just left it, dude.
No, dude, I'm coming back. So SMS Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
I hope you guys saw the 4-way race. It was amazing.
Nuts.
So yeah, I
Top
kinda-
10, man. Is that
top
is top
10.
10 one sub 117 at this point?
It's
Yeah, I
like
think
low
it might-
116.
It's getting there.
Is it? Wow.
It's
getting
going to be
there.
115 by the end of this year.
Sure.
For
That's
sure.
Super Sunshine, one of my favorite speed games, so that's awesome you're going to be getting into it.
Yeah.
So I look forward to it. Go ahead and get our next question up real quick. Here's one from Danthar. Trifecta Hundo win.
No.
Uh,
No.
Yeah, no, next question.
Stop.
This is
I sat for like 17 hours before I did a 602 that
Yeah.
lasted 29 hours. I do think more communities, I've talked to you about this before, should do a 602 of sorts.
Yeah.
Right.
Which for anyone who doesn't know, that's like the 3D Mario challenge where you get all the stars in 4 different Mario games.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's an equivalent of that for Ratchet and Clank?
We're currently working out the kinks. And
Sure.
I say we, but it's not really we. It's like a bunch of people are trying to push for like certain categories to become a real thing.
Right.
The issue with Ratchet and Clank is that there's no counter for 100%.
Right.
So it's completely arbitrary on how we define what 100% is. And right now for Ratchet 1, no one agrees.
Okay.
Like, so we're
Yeah.
trying to come up with a compromise category.
Sure.
Maybe, like, I don't know. There's some ideas being
Like all
thrown out.
check marks,
But
or-
it's not a matter of length. It's more just a matter of definition.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get one more question up for you guys right here. We've got from our very own AGDQ Boo, because he's never going to go away. When did you first discover speedrunning?
Would you like to go first or should I?
I'll go first. That's all right. I vaguely remember watching SGDQ 2013, but it was just a passerby thing because I was just in the infancy stages of Twitch. I didn't even create an account at that point.
Sure.
But it wasn't until HGDQ 2015 where I saw ZFG's 100% Zelda run, and I was like, whoa. when I saw that, I was like, casual gaming is kind of just I just was gradually losing interest. I was
Sure.
like, I love video games, so I want to play video games. So how can I add goals and an incentive to keep playing? And
Absolutely.
the replay value is just infinite with
Right.
speedrunning.
You can go a long time on one video game.
Right,
Not by
yeah.
no one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I already sort of answered this.
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat
Yeah.
Boy. I mean, that wasn't really when I got into the community, though. My first, time getting into the community was, I think it was maybe HDQ 2012 or 2013. Really early on. There was an MST run done, and it blew my mind. It was so cool to watch. Ocarina of Time, Medallion Stone's Trials, for anybody who doesn't know what that is. And so I just started seeking out MST runners.
Sure.
Shout outs to Poodle Skirt. He's super old school.
Dude, he's back.
He's back.
He
I
popped
know
into
he's
my
back.
chat like a few months ago. I went, what?
Yeah, he's a homie.
He says, you're pretty cool. I went, oh my God.
Yeah, and so I loved watching his stream, and that's what kind of inspired me to make my Twitch account in the first place.
Oh, wow.
And so, MST will always hold a special place in my heart. even
That's
though-
still the best
Yeah.
Ocarina of
It's
Time
so
category
good.
of all time.
People
it's such a
don't
good
realize.
balance.
I need to see the light then.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
keep saying 100%. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Oh well.
Guys, I want to thank both of you for joining us. Amazing race, amazing commentary, great energy up there. I want to talk a little bit real quick. I'm going to just talk about some prizes we got coming up, guys. Again, Kirby Superstar coming up right now, 4-way race. 2 representatives from USA. We got Use Pizza and Countdown. 2 representatives from Japan. We got ZZZ Honky. Yeah.
Honky.
I loved saying that. And Suzuri. Going to be an absolutely amazing race. We're going to have an almost Olympic-style head-to-head battle right there. I want to, go ahead and get zoomed in right there.
Ooh,
Coming up, if you
spicy.
donate during Kirby Superstar, you'll have to check exactly what the minimum amount is, but we've got literally every power-up known to man. These were donated by Saxon, so thank you very much to her. Lots of great pins right there. We've also got Kirby and a bunch of his little buddies right there, or enemies. DDD's an enemy, right? Yeah, Meta Knight. Yeah, they're rivals. It is what it is. They're cool, though. They're cute, all of them. And also, rip chat, because from Wolsk, we have got Cat Bag. If you guys donate during Not Another Needle Game coming up right after Kirby Superstar, you're going to get this. Well, you'll be in the drawing to possibly get this. But, yeah, this is awesome. I want to thank all you guys for donating. We just went over $850,000.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
Still on record pace. And I'm going to throw out a challenge to you guys right now, because I think you guys can do this. Last night during Link to the Past, we raised over $50,000, and that was like an hour-and-a-half run.
That's
We've got
gross.
3 absolutely sick runs coming up. Kirby Superstar 4-way, Not Another Needle Game, and then my personal favorite of the marathon, the DKC Trilogy Relay. $150,000 in the next 3 runs. I want $1 million by the end of DKC Trilogy tonight at midnight. Let's do it! Woo! Send you back over to AGDQ 2017. Thank you, boys.
All right, we have a $250 donation from Bayonet. So here we are watching Kirby Superstar. This time it's a 4-way race and I've been looking forward to it for days. I spent so many hours of my childhood on it and I just love it being run. It's my favorite one of this AGDQ. Also, Spike, to answer your question, the minimum bid for that 27 power pin set is $10 and I really want it, so I might have to get in on this. We have a $111.11 donation from Destroy2777. Just a shout out to all the runners who make this event possible, the mods who have worked hard to make the chat stable, and to everyone fighting the good fight against cancer. Let's put $100 towards the Dark Souls 3 glitch exhibition for all the deaths it put us through. We ought to see the game die at least a little in turn. And $11.11 towards Robbie Rotten as the character name. With his actor battling pancreatic cancer, let's do our best to make sure he really is #1 in the end. Have a $20 donation from June Wilson. Used finally. Good luck, DP. All right, now we are going to head over to our Kirby Superstar 100% 4-way race. Are you guys ready? All right, let's get this going.
All right, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
I'm Sweetie T.
I'm Andy.
This is Andy. And nobody else has microphones, so it's all us. We're just chilling, waiting to start. Are we counting you down? Good? All right, everybody ready? On go. On go? All right, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Kirby Superstar 100%. It is a very fun game. It's pretty physically and mentally taxing, and there's a lot of action right off the start. At the start here, there's going to do something what's called a mix, and we're going to wait and see how that goes. All right, so it looks like Countdown and ZZ Honky both got the jet mix. That's pretty much what you want. It's a 4-frame input, and what a mix is you basically eat 2 enemies, and you, like I said, it's all timing based, and you're trying to get a certain power up as you do it.
Yeah, when you eat 2 enemies, it starts sort of a roulette, and depending upon what 2 enemies, it starts in a different spot. But they know where Jet is, so they have a good timing for it.
So what you're going to see on Countdown screen right here is he's going to one-hit kill this boss. And you're going to see that a few times in this run. Basically, if you charge Jet all the way and bounce up, you will kill most of the mini-bosses in 1 hit.
Yeah, you can store a Jet charge by either shielding when it's fully charged or jumping, I think. You'll also see them doing that to skip some mini bosses, not just one shot killing them. And we'll see that pretty soon.
Yeah, one of the amazing things about Kirby Superstar is all the power-ups all have a lot more depth than you would expect in terms of casually playing and through the speed run. Looks like Use Pizza just starting the second level, and everybody else is kind of going. It looks like ZZ Honky's going for a clip right here.
All right.
Oh wow, he got him.
So this skips an auto scroller that you see countdown in right now, but Honky has to do another mix here. So it's a little risky. We'll see if it works out.
Oh, wow. Anytime you have to do a mix, it can be a little bit stressful. And if you were watching Countdown screen, he just missed the mini boss skip. Skipping mini bosses with Jet is you can jet boost up, as Andy was saying, and you pretty much fly over the trigger for the mini boss.
And normally you can't go above the screen, but with the jet boost upwards, it allows you to go above the screen, and you can just horizontal jet above the loading zone for the boss, pretty much.
Contrary to probably what you thought as a kid, Jet is probably the best power-up in the entire game.
Plasma for life, man.
We'll see Plasma later, and we can talk about why it's not the best power-up in the game.
You can also control Jet while jetting horizontally. You can either hold up or down to kind of manipulate how quickly you drop to the ground, and they'll be doing that to keep their jets in the air for longer.
Something that makes Kirby Superstar a really fun speed game, and also the double-edged sword, is you have almost complete control over Kirby, which makes for a lot of really cool and interesting movement. Except for Countdown, he just lost control of Kirby right there.
Sometimes Kirby just likes to go for a ride. So right here, you're going to see a couple mini boss skips. Honky is jetting across the top, and you skip 2 right there. He'll be skipping 3 in the next level, hopefully.
And Countdown's doing the same thing.
We have a $10 donation from Didos that just says, Pio!
So the interesting thing about this game is that, like, a small mistake that if it ends up leading to you getting hit, there's, a solid chance that you're going to lose your power up, and that can lead to some very interesting backup strats, to say the least.
And something you'll probably notice if you're paying attention to all 4 screens is that the enemies in this game all have pretty random patterns. It's pretty uncommon to have the same pattern through multiple runs, which makes the game pretty dynamic.
We have a $500 donation from Strife. Did Spike just give us a challenge? Did he? Let's get this million, guys. Million, million, million.
And Honky just got the 3 mini boss skip.
It looks like Countdown's going for it also. All right, good job.
All
Countdown
right,
got it
so
also.
Honky's going to be heading into the boss of Dynablade, which is Dynablade. And he's going to be trying for a jet suplex move to, if he gets the right RNG from Dynablade, you can one-shot it if you're lucky. All right, still a good fight from Honky.
Let's see what Countdown's pattern is.
Good fight from Countdown as well.
Good fight.
They both got the same RNG, so
Yeah.
that's good.
I was like, all right, so Honky's starting Great Cave, which is the next little, I guess, mini game that you play. Great Cave, you're going to notice they're going to be capturing, or not capturing, I guess, finding 60 treasures.
Yeah, Great Cave was my favorite as a kid. Just the exploring everything and trying to find all the treasures was a lot of fun.
Did you find them?
No,
Neither did I.
never.
I actually didn't know where half the treasure were until 3 years ago when I started speedrunning the game.
Well, you two might not have been able to find those treasure chests, but we have an anonymous $100 donation that says, Kirby Superstar was my favorite game growing up and the first game I've ever 100%ed. Many
dang.
fond memories of playing this game with my brother and looking forward to seeing the Wraith.
Now you're just making me feel
Yeah, thanks, dude. So ZZ Honky and Countdown both have the wing power up now. The wing power up has a couple cool little quirks. In a little bit, you'll see them do. I don't really know exactly what it's called when you flip up. You know what
Don't
that's
know
called,
either.
Andy?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Countdown told me earlier, and I
Me
already
too.
forgot.
All right, we don't have a name for it apparently. But it, like I said, all the movement power-ups in this game are all very interesting.
Yeah. Basically, as you saw Suzuri do there, he kind of did like a down smash with the wing. And if you press B to flap your wings, you can kind of cancel the down smash. And so you can just rapidly like rotate yourself upwards very quickly.
You'll see it a few times throughout the run.
Most notably probably in Gourmet Race. And in, I guess, other sections of GCO, they do it sometimes as well.
So right here, ZZ is going to do a clip. You just kind of down smash, and it looks like the tile isn't loaded as it's exploding down, so you could just go down with the explosion. If you miss it, it's honestly, it's not that
huge
big of a time loss.
So right there, Honky did a down smash diagonally to make Bonkers just fall into a pit instead of actually doing anything worthwhile. You're also going to see a lot of death warping in Great Cave Offensive. There's a lot of different routes you can take and different checkpoints, so they'll be like taking certain routes and then death warping to go back to a checkpoint. So they got to be wary of their lives because I don't think they have any extras.
We have an anonymous $25 donation that simply says, Pio Hype.
All right, so coming up next is we have our first, I would say, actual boss of Great Cave Offensive. It is Fatty Whale. Fatty Whale has a couple different patterns at the start. Looks like ZZ Honky got the best pattern you can get for his first pass by, and so did Countdown. So that's really nice.
And here you have Honky going for the cart skip. With really good jet movement, skipping the cart is actually faster. But those flower enemies can be a real pain, because they have really weird hitboxes.
All right, so it looks like Used Pizza got less than great RNG. So when you get hit, as we talked about earlier, you can lose your power-up. It's actually pretty random if you lose your power-up or not. Sometimes you get really lucky and you never lose your power-up, and then sometimes the game hates you. You always lose your
every
power-up.
The music in this game is really good.
It does have some good music. I agree.
We have an anonymous $75 donation. Giant thank you to the runners for this amazing Kirby Superstar race. My grandmother passed away from cancer a couple years ago, and I would love to see this charity get to 1 million in the next couple hours. Let's do it.
So coming up on ZZ Honky's screen is you're going to see him do a quick kill on this next boss. It has some actually pretty interesting jet movement, if you can catch it all. What he does is he charges the jet and then jumps again, and right before he hits the ground, he's going to jet back up. It looks pretty easy, but it's actually really tight to do. It's something you definitely have to practice for a while. And much like every other game, if you're swimming upwards in Kirby, you want to mash. Even though it looks like you're not going that much faster, it does help a significant amount.
We have a $300 donation from Z20th Century Man that says, here's to another fantastic week of speedrunning at AGDQ 2017. Much respect to all the runners donating their time for charity and creating such an awesome event.
So this is the last room that you see Countdown and ZZ Honky on of this area of the cave.
You'll see them after you fully jet. It does some weird things to your invulnerability frames. You'll see them like jetting through spikes and kind of like being inside of them after the jet's done, but not taking damage. I don't really know why that happens.
You're invulnerable. Life's good when you're invulnerable.
It's very true. Very true.
So next up, this boss is a pretty memorable boss. It's the, I don't know, you call it the Windows boss.
Battle Windows.
Yeah, Battle Windows. You'll see the Windows boss 2 times. And each time the enemies are different. So the first time you're going to have, I guess, a blob of slime, a puppet, and I believe a witch or a wizard. And the first time you see the Windows, they don't have very much health outside of the wizard or the witch, so you can kill them in one go. And it looks like, oh, never mind. I was going to say, Honky got some bad luck, but thankfully it was low enough, so the defense mechanic didn't really pop up that much. And it looks like, as you saw there, Suzuri lost his power-up, but thankfully he's close to the battle windows, so there's some power-ups as it goes in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much about defense in the first fight, but in the second fight and the third fight, if any of the enemies do defense, it adds at least 1 cycle to it.
So the next section of Great Cave Offensive is the castle section. The castle section has multiple different routes that you can take, and you'll see a couple different death warps.
You'll also see another mix in here after a death warp to get jet back.
All right, so ZZ Honky just skipped a mini-boss section. I think there are 2 or 3 mini-bosses there, and just like every other mini-boss, flying over them, you just skip the entire fight. So right here is going to be our first death warp that we see. You're going to get the treasure, and then just keep getting hit by the cannon. A little fun fact, the damage you take is actually a variable. So sometimes you can die in about 3 hits, and then other times it might take 4 or 5.
Gotta love damage rolls. So right here they did the left side of mid tower. Now they're gonna be, or they did the right side. Now they're gonna be doing the left side. Nice mix there from Honky.
Honky got the mix. Mixes are always a little stressful during runs, especially in a marathon run.
Especially because right next to Jet you have the ouch power, which just does damage to you.
So right here, if Honky hits any of these sleepers, then he loses his power up. But he got it, and you can jet through them, but it's a little bit wonky.
Also, if you hit them, you're asleep for like 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's not fun at all. So it's like DP got the mix also.
Also, one thing that you haven't really seen too much is struggles with one-tile gaps. One-tile gaps in this game are really, really frustrating to deal with. But luckily, all the runners have been handling them pretty well.
We have an anonymous $1,000 donation. This is not my game, but the skill and obsession is obvious and the cause is worthy. Good luck to all racers.
So Cesuri is taking an alternate route. He mixed hammer, so he ended up going to a lower tower because hammer is an item you can use to get to another section where there's treasure.
So as you can see on the countdown screen, if you match the ground with the wing smash, then 2 little orbs come out, and they actually do a pretty significant amount of damage, and you can kill bosses pretty quickly with it. And we're going to see our second death warp from Honky.
All right, so you'll see the other runners come to the room Cesuri is in with Mirror, and they'll be able to actually skip this cannon, hopefully, with a one-frame trick to use one of Mirror's abilities to separate yourself and hit that bomb block from above. Here's another death warp from Cesuri. This room is actually really tricky. The water has weird currents, and if you mess up, you die and don't get the treasure. You have to make your way all the way back here. And on Honky and Countdown screen, you'll see, or I guess use Pizza as well. They all have Plasma, and Plasma's an interesting power. You can charge Plasma's attack. It has 4 different attacks, I think.
Has 4 different
4 or
attacks,
5.
and it takes 16 inputs to get the highest one.
And the highest attack pretty much puts a mini force field around you.
So later on, you'll see the use of Plasma's high damage and quick output of damage.
Just got a normal Kirby statue from Honky. There's a couple very common patterns for the rock power up, and then there's a couple rare ones like Mario and Samus.
The Muscle Man.
And Muscle Man.
I think the Muscle Man's the most quote-unquote common of the rare ones.
Yeah. I never saw Mario or Samus as a kid.
I took a picture of Samus when I saw it, and then I knew I'd never see it again. I don't think I've ever got Mario before. So on Honky's screen, you're going to see him go for a elevator skip. You can actually fall in between the wall and where the elevator is, and you just fall straight down. It saves quite a bit of time, and you're going to see him go for it twice. The second elevator is noticeably more difficult than the first one.
There was Muscle Man.
If only fell down with Muscle Man.
If only. Let's see what Countdown gets.
Nice. You can get
good
stuck
question,
on the
Countdown.
elevator quite often. It can be definitely a little frustrating.
Good clips from Use Pizza as well.
So it looks like Use Pizza and Countdown are both going for the mirror strat, and Honky
Honky's
and
not.
Sazori went for the alternative strategy.
So basically, if you're running and you jump and you attack with mirror, you'll separate yourself, and so they're going to want to do a neutral attack to separate completely north and south.
Oh, nice
First
job,
try
nice
from
job,
Countdown.
Countdown.
So you have to do that on the very last frame before you hit.
Nice job.
Nice
Use
job
Pizza
from Use
also.
Pizza as well.
A lot of things in Kirby are a lot harder than they look. Another fun fact on Honky's screen, if you're in the minecart, it's actually, you can go faster by mashing.
Why? It's just why, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It also starts up the trolley's movement more quickly. I missed it on Honky's stream, but if you look at Countdown's screen, he's gonna puff this switch open. Normally, a bunch of enemies pop out of that hole, but if you puff it, for whatever reason, the enemies don't actually pop out.
You know, fun fact, there's 2 switches there.
2 switches.
Yeah,
interesting.
so if you puff it, you only hit the first switch. Because Kirby's so fat, he pops both of them. So again, like a few other places in Great Cave, you're often presented with 3 different routes you can take. Throughout the years, we've done a couple different routes throughout the 3 sections that you can choose. But most recently, we started using the current route that they use, which is a little more difficult, but it's actually really rewarding when everything goes correctly. So right here, you're going to see Countdown go for a skip. What you have to do is you have to shoot off and, I guess, hit a block that is buried under using the jetpack, and it's pretty tight.
All right, so right there you saw Honky do a partner jump. And if you're above your helper and you hold up and B, you'll jump off of his head, and he used that to break the block above him.
So coming up is our first experience with Wheelie Rider. And Wheelie Rider is your best friend and your worst enemy in Kirby Superstar. If he cooperates and acts accordingly, then he makes the run a lot easier. But sometimes he kind of has a mind of his own and does not cooperate. And you'll see him move around when you're trying to do mini boss kills and stuff like that, which just makes it more difficult.
So like with Jet, you can do the one-hit mini boss kills, but instead of shooting upward with a power, you're partner jumping. And so if he doesn't cooperate and he moves, you won't, partner jump off of him.
You just land back on him instead of
Yeah.
jumping, and then you just take damage.
It's awful.
So coming up on Honky's screen, you'll see him do a mini boss kill with the partner jump. So coming up on ZZ Honky's screen, if you look in the background, you can actually see a Chick-fil-A logo. And so thanks, Chick-fil-A, for all the sandwiches you provided for us. We really appreciate it.
We have a $10 donation from Fubu that simply says, Payo! Payo! Payo!
Does Poyo mean Kirby?
Something like that.
All right.
So right here on Honky's screen, you're going to see him try to do a platform escape, which he did.
It's very fast.
If you let that platform fall all the way down, you can't access that treasure. You'd have to leave the room and reload it. But with a downward cutter attack, you can actually beat the platform down there.
Nice. Countdown and Use Pizza both got the platform skip. And so on Honky's screen, you're going to see, I think the name's Wham Bam.
Yep. Nice fight from Honky.
No. So if for the Wham Bam boss with Wheelie Rider, you can essentially keep hitting the hands as you're charging up, and it does damage, as you can see, each time it hits. Use Pizza is secretly the best player in the world at doing it.
The Wham Bam World's Record.
Yeah.
So here you have Honky going to Meta Knight's Revenge, and you'll see pretty early, starting off with a quick mix to get Jet. I don't know if you noticed the theme, but Jet's pretty fast.
Jet's pretty good. It's nice.
All right, Honky got that mix first try. I think Honky's 5 for 5 on mixes. And here we have Scissori finishing up with GCO.
So you notice there's a timer for the Meta Knight's Revenge, or not Meta Knight's Revenge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Either way, as a kid, I was always really stressed out about the timer, but the more I play this game, the more I realize the timer doesn't matter at all. ZZ Honky just went for a boss skip. What you actually do is you bounce off the top wall, and that enables you to fly over it. You can either do that or do the jet boost.
You also see another kind of mini boss skip later on in Meta Knight's Revenge, where you just kind of hover against the ceiling, and for whatever reason, like the very top pixel of that mini boss room just doesn't have the loading zone, so you just float right over it.
We have a $50 donation from Iron Caliber. Had to donate during my favorite Kirby game. I lost my grandmother to brain cancer 5 years ago. Thanks to all of the runners and all of the people who make GDQ possible.
All right, so I don't know if you noticed, but Honky kind of, clipped into the wall on this auto scroller. If you super jump off the top of the screen and then you start hovering with Jet, hovering with Jet will force you back to the top of the screen, and no matter what's there. So he did it while there was a wall on the top of the screen, and was just chilling.
So if you notice, when you use the initial jet boost, you'll actually hit the trees twice, which is just kind of a weird quirk with these trees. The first one that actually doesn't happen with, as you can see on Used Pizza's screen.
And you'll see a really cool double kill later with the double Wispy Woods with Plasma. So on Honky's stream, this is a pretty tough double kill. If you get good RNG, you can actually one-shot both of them if the second Bonkers jumps up and down, and you have pretty good timing with your jet boost.
So those who don't know the story of the game, once you get to the 3rd level, Dynablade becomes your friend after killing him and pushing his children off the screen in the 1st level.
Kirby taught Dynablade's babies how to fly. Gotta repay him somehow.
I hope so.
Kirby is shaped like a friend. How can you resist?
So this double kill that Honky's doing right now is a little annoying, I would say. I wouldn't say it's super difficult, but the way that the game handles lag, it eats inputs really easily.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to mess that up.
All right.
Nice.
Good cannon fight from Honky. Ooh.
Looks like Used Pizza got some bad RNG. Did not get the easy
Poppy
double
Bros
kill.
with the jukes. With the full charge jet, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but you can stop at any time to do that sort of wave attack whenever you want by pressing Y after you've released the initial fully charged jet.
All right, so ZZ Honky just skipped another mini boss, essentially by staying at the peak of the ceiling. You just skip the boss. Yeah, good job, Countdown.
Honky's coming up to everybody's favorite lobster.
This is a very exciting auto-scroller. That
Most runners try to play break all the blocks. Honky's just letting the lobster take him for a ride.
when I was first learning this game, Countdown actually told me if you don't break all the blocks, it's not actually 100%. I believed him for a solid month and a half. So my first couple runs, I missed a block and I reset.
I didn't fall for that ruse, thankfully.
Well, you're smarter than I am, bud. So it looks like Honky got a pretty alright pattern. Heavy Lobster either does a slow walk or a fast, or like a a minor jog, we'll say. A minor jog off the screen.
It's not a run.
It's not a run, but definitely getting the heart rate up a little bit.
Working off those calories.
He is named Heavy Lobster.
Someday he'll be average lobster.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Congrats on your true 100% run countdown.
All right, so ZZ Honky just got the Plasma power-up. This is the first time in the run where we'll see them kind of abusing the way Plasma works with how fast you can do damage. Later on some of the fights, you'll see it. When you fully charge Plasma, you'll see right here where sprites come out the back also, which do full damage. So you can hit some stuff on both sides of you, essentially.
And depending upon how many ticks on the D-pad you do, it does different attacks. There's a little arrow, there's like a little weird ball thing. Then there's a special beam cannon-esque attack, and then the fully charged energy ball.
And the fully charged energy ball takes 16 inputs on the D-pad.
Yes.
So later on some of the more intensive fights, as you can see ZZ Honky doing right now, you just kind of mash the D-pad and get the fully charged as much as you can.
And if you're not fast enough at mashing the D-pad, it's actually more beneficial DPS-wise to do the second best attack, because the second best attack is 9 to 15 D-pad pushes, so you can put those out a lot faster. And here we have another super exciting auto-scroller on Honky's stream. I guess we can explain the cannon fight a little bit. So basically they're getting these laser shooters to point their laser at the core. And then once it shoots the laser, they want to kill it because that'll start the next cycle of the boss more quickly.
And as you saw, Countdown did a little bit of a trick shot, showing off for the fans.
Get the 4-bouncer.
Yeah, where I would say the turret stops is a random.
Yes.
So you just kind of, sometimes you have to improvise a little bit. And on Honky's screen right here, you're going to see him annihilate 6 enemies very quickly using both sides of the plasma shot. Or 9 enemies, my bad. Oh, he got hit. Still.
It's fine. It was still quick.
Still very quick.
Not a huge time loss.
And now he goes on to fight Meta Knight. Now, to shatter your childhood dreams, the sword power-up is awful. So we're going to pick it up and we're going to throw it away. Because we all know Plasma is second best.
Plasma pretty much tears through Meta Knight. Meta Knight is a little RNG based. He can do some attacks that actually make him invulnerable. If he does the tornado, that's a pretty big time loss. Honky got pretty good RNG there. One thing you also have to be careful with Plasma is getting the full charged energy ball creates the force field around you, which also does damage, but the damage it does is very little. And if you hit an enemy with the force field, it has iframes, so you can't necessarily hit it with the full power energy ball.
As you can see on Countdown screen, he got one of the bad Meta Knight patterns and he turned invulnerable.
All right, so Honky's heading to Gourmet Race. And it's basically the same Kirby physics, except everything is sped up like 3 times.
Very slippery.
Very slippery. It's very weird to control, just because just the horizontal movement is sped up. Nothing else is sped up. So it's weird, to say the least. And you'll be seeing Honky here doing some neutral jumps If you jump and let go of the D-pad, you'll maintain running speed, and if you hold the D-pad, you'll lose all that momentum in the air. Kirby just need to catch a breather real quick there for Use Pizza. And on Honky's screen here, you'll see the upwards wing smash help him climb pretty high very quickly towards the end of this last race.
So as you enter the water, you want to avoid the wall, because as Andy was saying, your horizontal mobility is sped up, so you'll actually slide into the water, and if you hit the wall, it's actually you lose a lot more time than you would expect. And Honky got a very good wing smash. Tower
Very
climb.
good gourmet race from Honky. So up next we'll see Spring Breeze. And I'm not sure if Honky's going to be going for the mix here or not. We'll have to find out.
All right. Yep.
Looks like he is. So normally runners would pick up Beam right at the start of this. But Honky's going to be doing a different Poppy Bros fight and then sort of pushing the Poppy Bro Jr. to get a mix going. You got good Poppy Bro RNG. He got Wheel, he's going with it. He wanted Jet ideally, but I guess Wheel's okay. As long as it's not Wheelie. Rarely seen Wheelie fight on Wispy Woods. And so on Use Pizza's screen, you'll see him fighting Wispy Woods with the Beam's charge cannon. I don't think I've ever seen Spring Breeze wheelie backups before.
Another thing we haven't mentioned about Spring Breeze, the first time you do it, all enemies have less health. So if you start, after you've beaten it, if you attempt to, say you're trying to practice it over again with a already played over file, you'll notice all the enemies take longer to kill. So while we were hearing about Use Pizza's love for George Costanza, ZZ Honky sadly mixed a sleeper, so you have to sit there and watch the sleep and have no power up.
You'll see here on countdown screen, he's going to try to... Oh, wow, I can't believe he got that. He timed the... He made his partner into the power, and if you do it right as the screen is fading out, you skip the little animation that happens when you get rid of your partner. So here's Honky's coming up on King DDD. You're just gonna you're gonna stone him a couple times and he'll be dead.
So next up we have Milky Way. The developers, in my opinion, knew that Jet was the best power-up, and they put the 3 fastest power-ups in the first level of Milky Way. You got Jet, Wheelie, and Wing, all in the first levels. And another fun thing about Milky Way is as you get the power-up, you no longer have to eat an enemy to use it. You can cycle through it.
You actually can't eat enemies in Milky Way wishes. None of them actually give you power.
And they're all different colors.
Yes. So the only way to get power-ups in Milky Way wishes is to find them in the different worlds. But then yes, you can like LR change weapons like Mega Man X. It's a very neat mechanic.
Makes the run a little less stressful. Despite, I guess that's not true though, since Milky Way is pretty taxing. It's fun though.
It's at least not like a huge time loss if you lose your power.
You don't have to mix. That's huge. So right there, Honky had the equivalent of a Mario star, which makes you invulnerable and it increases your speed. And what you can do is you can kind of abuse the wing smash and constantly hit the boss over and over again.
Man, no one got a cool stone freeze frame on the DDD kill. So sad.
Can't have everything in life, I guess. So right here you're going to see Honky create a wheelie rider and use him for a majority of the next part of the level. It's actually faster if you get one of the lollipops and you do not use the Y ability. You regularly run.
If for whatever reason Wheelie on steroids just moves really fast by walking.
Real quick, we have another anonymous $1,000 donation. No comment on it, but we are making our way towards the 900,000 mark.
Good fight from Honky. The chameleon boss can be a little annoying if you mess it up.
We have a $10 donation from Near Beyond that simply says, one request. Could the announcer make the cutest Poyo ever? Thank you very much. Well, I'm no Edo Bean, but I can certainly try. Poyo!
So the room that Honky's in has 8 different side rooms, all that have a mini boss. But you only need to kill 2 of them. The one for plasma, and then the one to actually exit this room.
And right here, you're going to see him slow down the wheelie. Oh, he got good pattern. And essentially, you're invulnerable, and you're doing damage at that point. So if you hold the B button as you approach the wall, you'll slow down completely and just stop. So up next, we have the Cavios level. This level is... It can be pretty stressful if wheelie doesn't cooperate. Sometimes you'll notice he will just simply move out of the way as you're trying to partner jump, and then you land back on him, and you kind of get in this loop of wanting to jump on top of him. Some runners have some superstition with their wheelie movement.
Yeah, this whole first area is just a bunch of boss fights, or mini boss fights to get powers. Luckily, we just picked up Hammer there, so if Hammer's a pretty powerful weapon, so if the partner jump doesn't go well here, it's a pretty quick kill. So there, Honky used a little manipulation there to kind of try to get Wheelie to cooperate by summoning Wheelie to his spot as he was falling to get him to hit the ground right before he did.
Again, as you can see, wheelie on steroids moves a lot faster than regular wheelie.
Really, Wheelie was nice to use pizza. Just sat there like a good boy. Here we have Wham Bam again. I love being able to hear Spike through these headphones. I never found Copy in Milky Way Wishes as a kid.
Neither did I.
It's on that little tiny green star.
And you have no indication when you go over it that you're supposed to enter the level. This looks like Countdown got a little unlucky, and he had to hit the last hand one time. So if you've ever played the game, the zone that Honky's in has 4 different seasons. Each time you enter the door, it's a different season, and the layout is slightly different. So right here, you have to have it as winter time, or you're unable to get the power up. So you just saw Honky do a pretty quick kill with Wheelie Rider. Again, just like with Wham Bam, you can do multiple hits as you charge up to the trees, the happy little trees.
Have a $25 donation from Fade NXC that says, watching them jet through this game is bringing back memories. Even when they mess up and have to wing it, it's still really exciting. Plasma.
So you just saw on ZZ Honky's stream, you can kind of, the water physics in this game are a bit weird when you have the wheel power up. You can actually boost yourself through the water as you start in the bubble.
Here you're gonna see a death warp on ZZ Honky's stream. He's gonna try to avoid this max tomato. Also purposely taking damage from these spikes just so it's quicker for him to die after this mini boss fight. Use Pizza's making up a lot of ground after the rough jet start.
Use Pizza is known for being pretty consistent in life.
All right, so this time Honky didn't get as good RNG for Fatty, but still not too bad of a kill.
Let's go Japan! Let's go Japan! Let's go Japan!
So, Use Pizza also got less than favorable RNG at the start, but made up for it at the end. Earlier today, we believed that Fatty Whale and Use Pizza were colluding with each other because he normally gets the best RNG, but not today. Don't lie to me, you know it's true.
The betrayal.
So here's another section where casually you'd probably take all the trolleys, but it's much faster not to. And there you get to see the rare suplex. Doesn't get used too much in the run.
So it looks like Honky's going for Star
baby.
Skip. It's something rarely seen, but it does save some time. So generally you take the star and you have the plasma power up and you quickly kill them. Yeah, you clap.
Yeah, really good movement from Honky.
Yeah, that's definitely
very,
very,
very
difficult.
Somehow that didn't break the bomb block. There goes Use Pizza taking the star.
Nice and easy. So coming up, just like with Meta Knight, you'll see his amazing mashing skills. And we'll see a lot of that later on.
All right, so here's the Battle Windows round 2. It starts with the Mage, which was the last one from the previous ones. You get a Mage, a Knight, and a Dragon. And if the Dragon gives you defense, you'll barely do any damage to it, no matter what weapon you use. And it's also RNG based, depending upon what attack it does. The attacks last different amounts of time.
And just as a quick time save, you'll see them changing power-ups as the text is going across the screen, and that's because as you're changing power-ups, the text still fills the screen. So just a small time save.
There, Use Pizza did a little spin, but forgot to throw his hammer. And they're still got the kill even with the defense.
And Honky's just now entering Nova, which is you get a small little auto-scroller with a boss at the end.
The auto-scroll is very important, though. You don't want to take too much damage here because you'll be taking intentional damage when you fight the Heart of Nova right after. So you want to make sure you go in there with a lot of health. If you accidentally touch the wall or something, they hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, you take quite a lot of damage getting hit in this, as you just saw.
Yes.
You took a lot of damage.
So Honky will have to be very careful in the Heart of Nova fight.
Looks like Countdown got some bad RNG. And he got another slow attack. Sadly, Battle Mirrors. Yeah, sadly, Battle Mirrors can be quite frustrating in terms of how the RNG works.
So you're going to see Honky kill 3 of the turrets and then skip the next 2 so that it actually scrolls to the last one before it starts turning around. Once you kill a certain amount, the Heart of Nova starts going backwards. And good fight by Honky. And coming up next is Marks. Marks is a very hard one-cycle kill with Plasma. You have to unload a lot of full-power Plasma energy balls into him. I think it's 8? 8 or 9?
I think so. And he got it. Good job. And after Milky Way,
we have some beautiful credits.
Yep. Very exciting. You get a small break.
Honky gets to show off his cute Kirby plushies. But if you missed the Mark's quick kill, he does this, he drops seeds in the ground that create vines that shoot upwards, and it takes a little while. So the one-cycle kill saves quite a bit of time. All right, Use Pizza got it as well. And if this whole run wasn't stressful enough already, you get to end with Arena, which is just button mash the mini game.
It's a button mashing boss rush. And you use Plasma the entire way through, so... And when we said physically taxing...
We meant it.
We meant it. So we're going to see Countdown go for the quick kill also here. Oh, that sucks.
I don't know if I've ever seen a black hole that early. All right, not too bad from Countdown.
Still a good fight.
So yes, with the Arena, you're pretty much fighting every single boss, groups of mini bosses that you've seen already in the game. If you die, you have to start all the way over. There are a couple Maximum Tomatoes that you can get before you enter the fights. You get to pick your power up beforehand, and then if you lose it, you have to hope for some good luck in between fights. So it's very important that they... Ooh.
Oh, that's tragic.
It's not too bad of a time loss, at least. You just start the Heart of Nova fight over. Yeah, having to dodge these turrets backwards can definitely be scary if you're on low health. All right, let's see how the Marks fight goes.
Oh. Oh, close.
Ooh, close.
So this is the, what'd you call it? A root?
A vine.
A vine, of the vine attack that he does.
Could be thorns, could be vines.
Yeah, I guess it could be anything. So as you see, Honky is starting the arena. It is definitely makes you sweat. We'll just say that. It's like we said before. It's 16 inputs that you're mashing on the D-pad if you're going for maximum damage. 15 or 16, I hear from my lovely runner countdown.
It's also finicky if you have to jump and plasma at the same time. If you're holding down on the D-pad, when you jump, you slide, and that just screws everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And typically in the arena, you want to get Heart of Nova pretty much as early as possible, since you kind of have to take damage in that fight just to get it out of the way.
We have a $150 donation from K. McMahon that says, have watched GDQ for a few years, but now I can finally donate. An extra $50 if you say Ellison best race.
As the DDD fight is interesting. DDD has some very weird invulnerability frames, and if you end up hitting him with the force field, it won't do very much damage. I think the runners were just getting a little sweaty.
Yeah.
Had to turn the lights off.
Turn the
cool
lights
things
off.
down.
Again, as we talked about little superstitions earlier. So during the break that you have, normally you kind of want to get your heart rate up a little bit, because, like I said, you're going to be doing some hard mashing. And like Andy was saying earlier, you want to get the Heart of Nova as early as possible, because you don't have to take damage, but you'll lose time if you don't. And going into some of these fights with low health, if you die, you have to start the entire arena over.
So as if you end up taking damage that you weren't supposed to in some of the other fights, you kind of like get a little worried that the next one's going to be Nova, and you hesitate instead of just immediately jumping up into the Warp Star. But Use Pizza and Honky both getting Heart of Nova out of the way.
Oh, same with Countdown.
Same with
Good job.
Countdown. Nice.
Time will happen as the...
Yeah, once the last boss is always marks, and then after the boss, some text falls from the top of the screen, and when the text stops is when time is.
We can call it out.
Yeah.
All right, so Honky just lost his power-up. If you lose your power-up, then you just have to hope that the power-up after you kill the boss is the one you want, and it's often not plasma. He
would have had
so
plasma
never
anyways,
mind.
so.
Good luck.
Yeah, there's always two power-ups in the waiting area. And there we saw the infamous slide from Countdown. It happens sometimes.
So on Honky's screen, this is actually one of the more unique fights, despite it being a very simple enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could make a plasma helper and just suck Waddle Dee in and shoot him back out.
There's actually been a lot of research on how to kill the Waddle Dee as quickly as possible.
The strats for that fight in particular have changed quite a lot in the last year or two. All right, so with the Lolo and La 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 fight, you actually try to position yourself so that you hit one with the big energy ball, and then the other one with the back sparks that shoot behind you. It's a little tricky to get a good fight. Here's Meta Knight, and we're gonna be skipping the sword again. Nobody wants to use that thing.
No, it's terrible. One of the stressful things about Meta Knight is a lot of people will start, I would say, pre-mashing, and you move around a lot when you mash, so sometimes you will run up and hit the sword, and then you lose your power-up, and then you have to fight Meta Knight with the sword, which is awful.
I think there was once where I threw the sword into my plasma helper, and that was just bad all around.
That's just, yeah, that's sad.
Wow, really good Lolo and La La fight from Suzuri.
You can have some bad luck on Lolo Lala fight where one of them will spawn at the very top and the other one will spawn at the bottom. And it's a little bit harder to kill them both at the same time. It's like DP got some good Fatty Whale RNG.
And Honky with some good battle window RNG. Honky going into the Marks fight. So let's see if he can get the one cycle again.
And so time will be coming up somewhat soon for Honky.
All right, he
Nice.
got it again.
So time will be coming up here in a few seconds.
And time.
Time.
Very good run by
Very
Honky.
good. Of a 4:05 arena is
very good.
Very good.
Not too many people can beat that.
Good job.
And good
Used pizza.
Good one cycle from Used Pizza as well.
At 346
is an insane
So time
arena.
for Used Pizza. 346 is insane time. Congratulations.
I didn't know we had
to
Ox
Used
was
Pizza.
up here too.
Yeah. Shout out to Ox was he's another Japanese Kirby superstar runner. It's one of the more annoying. So Countdown got some bad RNG, got the defense, and some slower attacks.
The defense and the slow attack. The worst of both worlds. It's too bad there's no Samurai Kirby after party.
Ooh. I've never beaten Samurai Kirby. It's definitely difficult.
It's pretty stupid.
It's definitely stupid. All right, let's see if Countdown can get the quick kill on the second try. Nice.
Nice. Good job, Countdown. Solid runs from both Used Pizza and
406
Countdown as well. 406 is
Time for
pretty
Countdown.
solid. If you didn't know, Suzuri is also participating in the DKC Trilogy Relay that's coming up later on this evening. So be sure to root him on for that as well.
So interesting fact about Tree is he actually has more iframes after he gets hit than other enemies.
Tree.
Yeah, what do you want me to call him? He is a tree.
Wispy Woods, man.
Oh, it's a big old tree anyway.
Just reminds me of the cow.
Missouri's on the last Marks fight here. See if he can also get the quick kill. Oh. It's looking grim. Oh, he's
All right.
oh, nice. Good job. A 440.
And that's time.
All right, give it up to our
Very
runners.
good runs.
Kirby Superstar is a very stressful game to run in a marathon. Congratulations to all of our runners.
The 100% check.
So this is the race to crash the game.
You want me to count you guys down? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So they are racing to crash the game. It'll wipe all their files.
Countdown, infamous to be the best crasher
Frame
of
for
the game.
frame from Used Pizza. So what they did there is they got the sleep power, and they're going into Nova, which doesn't really know what to do if you have sleep power coming in here. And see you later.
It produces some interesting results with the game.
And there's all the files. Let's see if there's a clean cart for countdown. You have any shout-outs?
Shout outs to all my Kirby Superstar friends out there. It's a great game.
Yes, shout-outs to Honky and Suzuri for coming all the way from
Yeah,
Japan to do this for us. Shout-outs to Ramen.
Ramen Noodles. George Costanza, as we all know and love. Shout outs to the Pizza Box.
And Ivan DT. Can't forget that one. And
JRTA.
yes, thank you for the JRT Marathon for helping get the Japanese runners
Thank you.
here.
Thank you, everybody. And see ya.
All right, now we are going to go to a quick ad, and then we'll be right back getting ready for Stinky Cheese's Not Another Needle game run.